right, good afternoon. Welcome to Update Today on Pinaxtv. We have a lot of updates that we are bringing your way this very afternoon. Yes, now heading into the United States of America, the United States of America President Donald Trump has ordered the Defense Department to prepare for a military action in Nigeria, and he indicates the fact that this is because the Nigerian government is failing to stop what he calls some kind of a killing of the Christians in Nigeria. Yes, he calls this the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. And this was announced on a social media post on the Truth Social by President Trump, and which was also shared by Pete Hegseth, the U.S. Secretary of War. He shared this post. This is some kind of a warning to the Nigerian government, telling them to step in and make sure that they stop all these kind of killings of Christians in the northeast part of Nigeria. Now, let's take a look at the post that was posted by Donald J. Trump on the Truth Social, and it reads, "If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist attack our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast." So this was a post that was posted by Donald J. Trump on the Truth Social, which is a warning to the Nigerian government to make sure that they stop all the what he calls as persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Now, this is from Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is the Nigerian, he's the U.S. Secretary of War. In U.S. He's the U.S. Secretary of War. And yes, he responded, "Yes, sir. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and anywhere must end immediately. The Department of War is preparing for action. Either the Nigerian government protects Christians or we will kill the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities." So yes, this is from Pete Hegseth. He's the, as I said, he's the Secretary of War at the Pentagon in the United States of America. So this is a stern warning that is going to Ahmed Tinubu, the President of Nigeria, to make sure that he steps in. Now, if we can recall from 2009 coming down up to 2025 as we speak now, the northeast part of Nigeria, most especially in Borno, Adamawa, some parts of Yobe, Taraba, Bauchi, all these places are experiencing some kind of killings, some kind of genocides. And now there has been a lot of responses from both the government of Nigeria and some other residents in Nigeria, some social media users, some also in the media space. They've come out to also share their experiences or talked about what the warning that has been sent to the Nigerian government. And most of them, especially the government, is talking about the fact that they are a country that tolerates all religions, and there is nothing like killing of just Christians, because what is happening currently in Nigeria, or in the past years in Nigeria, has seen both Christians and Islamic groups being attacked. Now, this terrorism or these attacks are caused by an Islamic group. These people they've been killing people in Nigeria, and especially Christians. They will bomb, let's say, churches and even mosques as well. So first of all, we'll go and look at a video by Larry Madowo. He's a journalist in London and a Nigerian, and he talked about the fact that they don't understand why Donald Trump wants to come to Nigeria and carry out this kind of mission, trying to stop the Islamic group on the attacks on Christians, because they believe that all these attacks, both the Islamic groups or the Islamic religion in Nigeria and the Christian religion in Nigeria, they are all facing these kind of attacks. So for our very first video, we'll go and look at what some of the journalists in Nigeria are saying about this threat or this warning that Donald Trump has sent to Nigeria. So we'll go quickly and watch what Larry Madowo said in an interview. Let's go and watch that and come back.
CNN's Larry Madowo is with me now. So, Larry, tell me about the reality of what's happening in Nigeria.
Victor, these attacks are down to terrorism. Nigeria's population is evenly split between Christians and Muslims, and the attacks target both Christians and Muslims. And that's what Nigeria has been trying to say. A lot of this has been bubbling under in MAGA circles on the U.S. right because it was an issue among some Christians in Nigeria. Boko Haram, which is a terrorist organization that operates in Nigeria's North Islamic State in West African province, they have carried out a lot of attacks. In some states, more Christians are killed. In other states, more Muslims are killed. And this is an issue that even President Trump's own senior African advisor, a Lebanese-American businessman who made his fortune in Nigeria, spoke about and dismissed. Watch.
People of all religions and all tribes are dying as a result of terrorist acts, but it's very unfortunate. We even know that Boko Haram and ISIS are killing more Muslims than Christians. So people are suffering from all sorts of
All right, so that was Larry Madowo. Point of correction, Larry Madowo is a Kenyan journalist in London, and he talked about the fact that these things has been happening a long time ago, and it is very shocking that it is now that Donald Trump has come out to talk about it. And yes, that was the United States President advisor on Asia and Africa. He was also talking about the fact that, yes, indeed, these attacks are not just on Christians. It is on both Christians and then Islamic groups in Nigeria. Now, moving on, there are some pastors too in Nigeria who has also come out to talk about this warning to Nigeria. And what are they saying? They are talking about the fact that why is it now that Donald Trump is coming out with this warning? Because this attacks has been there since 2009. Most especially in the northeast parts of Nigeria. So they are very shocked that now Donald Trump has come out to talk about the fact that he will start a military action in Nigeria, or he will commence a military action in Nigeria if these killings doesn't stop. So let's go and listen to Pastor Wale Adefarasin. He's a general overseer of Guiding Light Assembly, that is a church in Nigeria, and he's talking about the fact that is it because they have the largest refinery in the world now, or is it because of their lithium that now President Donald Trump wants to come to Nigeria and try to play some kind of diplomatic persuasion in Nigeria? So let's go and watch Pastor Wale Ade in Nigeria and listen to what he said about this warning.
For 40 years that I have been a Christian, there have been killings in southern Kaduna, killings on the plateau. There have been riots. Sometimes, I think it was in France, an image of Prophet Muhammad was defaced. Who remembers that? And as a result of that, there were killings of Christians in Nigeria. And so it's nothing new. It doesn't amount to genocide. The way the West are talking about it, it's as if a Christian steps on the street, his head will be blown off. And I'm trying to understand this sudden love for Christians. Is it because we now have one of the largest refineries in the world and no longer have to ship
All right, so that was Pastor Ade talking about the fact that he doesn't understand the sudden love for Christians in Nigeria. All of a sudden, Donald Trump is in love with Christians in Nigeria to the extent that he is planning a military action in Nigeria just to protect Nigerians or Christians in Nigeria. So this is what Pastor Ade was talking about, also citing that is it because they have the largest refinery in Nigeria, or is it because of their minerals? Is it because they have lithium? Is it because of these minerals that Donald Trump is all of a sudden showing this kind of love to Nigerians, Christians, Nigerian Christians who are residing in Nigeria? So this was Pastor Wale speaking about the warning that has been sent to the Nigerian government. Earlier we listened to Larry Madowo, and he was also talking about the fact that at a point in South Africa, when there was some of these genocides or killings in Nigeria, in South Africa, President Donald Trump created a refugee path for the whites in South Africa to move from South Africa to America. So at this point, they also look, or they also see this to be very imperative that the president, Donald Trump, can also create this same refugee path for Nigerians so they can also move from Nigeria to America, if yes, indeed, he has love for Christians in Nigeria. So this is some of the reactions from some residents in Nigeria, some journalists, and some pastors in Nigeria talking about the love that Donald Trump has suddenly is having for Christians in Nigeria. So moving on, we all know Asari Dokubo. Yes, Asari Dokubo. Yes, he's one politician in Nigeria, and he's talking about the fact that if Donald Trump wants to come to Nigeria with his troops to come and stop what he knows nothing about. Yes, we'll take a look at what Pastor Ade said as our video was cut short. So we'll go back and watch what Pastor Ade said in full, so that we'll take a listen to what he said. So let's listen to Pastor Ade again, and then we'll come back.
40 years that I have been a Christian, there have been killings in southern Kaduna, killings on the plateau. There have been riots. Sometimes, I think it was in France, an image of Prophet Muhammad was defaced. Who remembers that? And as a result of that, there were killings of Christians in Nigeria. And so it's nothing new. It doesn't amount to genocide. The way the West are talking about it, it's as if a Christian steps on the street, his head will be blown off. And I'm trying to understand this sudden love for Christians. Is it because we now have one of the largest refineries in the world and no longer have to ship
All right, so that was of the Assembly Church in Nigeria. Was speaking about the fact that this is nothing new. There has been killings in Nigeria, a lot of killings. This is not new. This started somewhere in 2009 in Nigeria, and all of a sudden, United States is having some level of love for Christians in Nigeria. So he was talking about the fact that he believes that it is because of some minerals or the refinery that they have in Nigeria. That is what is pushing the U.S., the United States, to all of a sudden trooping into Nigeria just to come and protect Christians in Nigeria. So just as I said earlier, Asari Dokubo also talked about the fact that the United States of America has no business in Nigeria, and they shouldn't step a foot in Nigeria with the point or with the idea of coming to protect Nigerian Christians that are especially in the northeastern part of Nigeria. And he warned them. He also sent a warning to the United States Defense Department, telling them that once they step foot in Nigeria, Nigeria will some way, somehow become a graveyard for them. So let's go and listen to, before we go to Asari Dokubo's video, we'll go and listen to Pastor Ade again. We are trying so we can listen to what he said in full. So let's go and watch Pastor Ade again, and then we'll come back.
For 40 years that I have been a Christian, there have been killings in southern Kaduna, killings on the plateau. There have been riots. Sometimes, if over 40 years that I have been a Christian, there have been killings in southern Kaduna, killings on over 40 years that I have been a Christian, there have been killings in southern Kaduna, killings on the plateau. There have been riots. Sometimes, I think it was in France, an image of Prophet Muhammad was defaced. Who remembers that? And as a result of that, there were killings of Christians in Nigeria. And so it's nothing new. It doesn't amount to genocide. The way the West are talking about it, it's as if a Christian steps on the street, his head will be blown off. And I'm trying to understand this sudden love for Christians. Is it because we now have one of the largest refineries in the world and no longer have to ship raw materials abroad and bring the finished products? Or is it because of the 21st century minerals that we now have in our earth that they use to generate nuclear power for electric vehicles? Are those the reasons that our friends are threatening to invade our country to defend and protect Nigerian Christians? Selah.
All right, so that was Pastor Ade talking about the warning that has been sent to the Nigerian government. Now, let's go and watch this particular video with Larry Madowo, the full interview that he had, talking about the fact that, yes, the attacks is just down to terrorism. There is nothing like attacks on the Christian family or the Christian community in Nigeria. So let's go and watch Larry Madowo again, and then we'll come back.
CNN's Larry Madowo is with me now. So, Larry, tell me about the reality of what's happening in Nigeria.
Victor, these attacks are down to terrorism. Nigeria's population is evenly split between Christians and Muslims, and the attacks target both Christians and Muslims. And that's what Nigeria has been trying to say. A lot of this has been bubbling under in MAGA circles on the U.S. right because it was an issue among some Christians in Nigeria. Boko Haram, which is a terrorist organization that operates in Nigeria's North Islamic State in West African province, they have carried out a lot of attacks. In some states, more Christians are killed. In other states, more Muslims are killed. And this is an issue that even President Trump's own senior African advisor, a Lebanese-American businessman who made his fortune in Nigeria, spoke about and dismissed. Watch.
People of all religions and all tribes are dying as a result of terrorist acts, but it's very unfortunate. We even know that Boko Haram and ISIS are killing more Muslims than Christians. So people are suffering from all sorts of backgrounds. This is not specifically targeted about one group or the other. However, any loss of life is too many. One is too many.
Victor, this has been a decades-old problem. It's about competition for resources between herders, who tend to be mostly Muslim, and Christians, who tend to be farmers. It's about cattle wrestling. And yes, there's a religious angle to it, but it does not rise to the level of a genocide or a mass slaughter.
Okay, so we heard there from an advisor to the president. What's the Nigerian government saying about these attacks?
The Nigerians are alarmed by President Trump's threat of sending troops to Nigeria. They say they have not heard from official diplomatic channels. All they have seen are the posts from President Trump on Truth Social and the Secretary of War, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, saying that they are ready. But before this latest threat came through, this is what President Tinubu of Nigeria said. The characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. And President Tinubu added that Nigeria is working with the United States government and the international community to deepen understanding and cooperation on protection of communities of all faiths. But the big thing here, Victor, that the possibility of U.S. troops on a sovereign soil in Nigeria to stamp out terrorists.
Larry Madowo reporting from London. Thank you so much.
All right, so that was Larry Madowo with his explanations and talks about the fact that this level of killings can never be associated or can never be equated to genocide. Now, let's listen to Asari Dokubo, his counter warning to the United States Defense Department, telling them that they shouldn't step a foot in Nigeria. And once they step a foot to carry out their military actions, probably they will bury themselves in Nigeria. Let's go and listen to Asari Dokubo, what he said about Donald Trump.
Let them come. Let Trump come with his America, and with you people, you all die. This lunatic. He wants to annex Canada. He wants Iceland. He wants to kill the president of Venezuela. He wants to kill the supreme leader of Iran. He wants to finish up Yemen. This sick lunatic. And that's why when they talk about America is a sick country, a country of mad people, insane people. And that's why they can elect a mad, insane idiot, a lunatic. That's why they can elect a lunatic as their president. That's why they can elect a lunatic as their president. South Africa is committing genocide against white. This one. But he cannot see the genocide in Congo. He cannot see the genocide in Gaza. He cannot see the genocide in Sudan. South Africa is committing genocide against white. Nigeria genocide against Christian. He wants Iceland. He wants to annex Canada. He wants to kill the president of Venezuela. He wants the president of Colombia to never step foot on American soil. Who wants to step foot on American soil? What's there for me to go and see in America? What is there for me to go and see in America? I thank God, Tony, Biafra can stand without a job. Thank God. So please, let us sit down. Let us give these Igbo people their country. Let us give them let them go. What are they doing in Lagos? What are they doing in other people's land? Let them just go. Come to Nigeria, you die in Nigeria. Maricon, agency, you will die in Nigeria. Let Trump and you people come. That one will assure you, you people will die here. It will be your graveyard. Nigeria will be your graveyard. Everybody knows that people are being killed left, right, and center in Nigeria. This is not a lie. But is it Muslim? Is it Muslim? Is it Christian? I'm a Muslim. Who is in the oasis of non-Muslim? Non-Muslims. What I am today, I was not made by Muslims. What I am today, I was made by non-Muslims. You people talk too much. Don't worry, we are waiting. We always tell you, we don't just talk, we perform. We don't just come, we perform. In an oasis of non-Muslim, I became secretary of the first convention of Ijaw Youth Council, organizing secretary of the first convention of this thing. I became the secretary to organize the first convention of IYC in Bonima. I became the first vice president, the first deputy president, and the second president. It's an honor Ijaw people had given me. Tony, let them come now. Allow the Americans to come. Which America? We are growing up. We said 12 days war. How many days war had gone? We will finish. We will do this. The world is waiting. The world is waiting. The monopoly in science and so on by one group of people is gone. We have entered a new era where everybody hides is open. So many empires had risen. We saw the Egyptian empire, we saw the Greece empire, we saw the Roman empire, we saw Persia, we even saw the Muslim empire. They all fell. Maybe Trump is the coroner for the fall of the American empire. Maybe Trump is the coroner for the fall of the American empire. This man just stands up, he stands up, when he wakes up, he just says, whatever. Are we talking of Muslims or am I not a Muslim? Nnamdi, am I not a Muslim? Let them not say most Christians have been killed. More Muslims have died in Nigeria than Christians. A group of evil people are killing people. And some of us had made effort. Yes, Daniel, I plan to fight America. Daniel, Jerry, yes, I plan to fight them. Are they not human beings like us? When the time comes, you know whether we'll be able to engage you know whether we'll be able to engage America if they will live here. Let them come down. Maybe they'll fly in the air. They will come down. When they come down, whether they will live here. I think their own, if one person dies, it pains them so much. Let them come, whether they will live here.
All right, so that was Asari Dokubo. His reaction to the warning that has been sent to the Nigerian government to stop the killing of Christians before the Americans or the United States troops comes in to stop these killings for them. So yes, there has been a lot of reactions on the social media. A lot of people are talking about this particular warning that has been sent to the Nigerian government. And then we'll go ahead and watch another video of this man, also a Nigerian, talking about the fact that these groups that are carrying out these killings in Nigeria are a group of Islam groups or Islamic groups that are misinterpreting the standards of Islam, and these people are carrying out these killings, and he sees that, or per statistics, there are more Islamic groups or Islamic religions or people that practice Islam. They have been killed more than Christians in the northeast part of Nigeria. So let's go and listen to an interview with Bukati, and then we'll come back and then we'll continue for you.
Let's speak to Bulama Bukati about this. He's a Nigerian human rights lawyer and an analyst on conflict and development in Africa. Thank you so much for your time. So Donald Trump claims there is a Christian genocide happening in Nigeria. From your research and experience, is this claim true? Are those facing persecution in Nigeria mainly Christians?
Absolutely not. The answer is a flat no. All the data reveals is that there is no Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. And this narrative is a dangerous, far-right narrative that has been simmering for a long time that President Trump is amplifying today. It is very dangerous, it is divisive, and it is only going to increase or further increase instability in Nigeria. What the data reveals is that there are terrorist groups claiming to be fighting in the name of Islam, who are misinterpreting Islam and misapplying it. They target Muslims and Christians anywhere they find them. They bomb markets, they bomb churches, they bomb mosques, and they attack every civilian location they find. They do not discriminate between Muslims and Christians. And what the data shows, for my PhD research, for example, I used the data, the Nigerian Securities Tracker data, which was collated by the Council on Foreign Relations. And it shows that Boko Haram had attacked had attacked 83 churches and 72 mosques, but it had killed more than 2,000 people, more than 2,000 Muslim worshippers in the mosque, as against about 1,500 churches or people killed in church. And I mean, we are not comparing one or the other. Both of them are wrong. All attacks on innocent civilians are wrong, and we should be working together to stop Boko Haram from those attacks.
So what has the government been doing then to stop these attacks, which, as you say, have targeted both Muslims and Christians in Nigeria?
The Nigerian government has, over the past 10 years or so, allocated billions of dollars to insecurity. And they have claimed to have purchased weapons and reformed the Nigeria's military and security architecture to confront the crisis. Unfortunately, the situation continues to escalate. Part of it is lack of good governance. Part of it is corruption in the security procurement sector. Part of it is negligence by the government. Part of it is resilience by these groups, because these are guerrilla groups that hit and run. And it is not easy to tackle groups like those. But also, Nigeria has vast swaths of land that have not been controlled or governed for many years. And these terrorists find their enclave or their harbor there, and that's where they operate into the cities and retreat back to their jungles. It is very difficult. The Nigerian...
Yeah, let me ask you, how might Trump's framing of Nigeria as a place where Christians are being wiped out, how might it affect Nigeria's relationship with the U.S. and also its internal religious harmony? And do you think that military assistance from the United States could actually help Nigeria without undermining its sovereignty, of course?
Sure. So, I mean, Trump's narrative, the way it will affect Nigeria is that Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in Nigeria are common enemies of Nigerian Muslims as well as Christians. And the only way you can defeat this enemy is by uniting. Trump's narrative is dividing Nigerians dramatically, even more than before. And the only person that will benefit in this division are the terrorists. And of course, American help with weapons, with equipment, with training to the Nigerian military will help. But the kind of action Donald Trump was suggesting, which shows unilateral intervention in Nigeria, will only escalate matters and is going to be counterproductive. The United States has nasty experiences in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and I don't think they want to repeat that mistake. And therefore, the way forward is to work with the Nigerian government, to work with Nigerians, Muslims, and Christians who are affected by this violence, and to do things in calm ways rather than announcing things on Twitter or doing social media foreign policy. I think Trump and the American government can help, but not in this way.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Thank you for your insight. B0mb Bukati joining. All
right, so that was B0mb Bukati trying to let us know that the Nigerian government has pumped a lot of money in trying to curb this insecurity in Nigeria, and the comments of President Donald Trump is causing more harm than good in Nigeria, as it tends to separate the Nigerians. And if they want to fight against this terrorism in Nigeria, they have to stand united. Both Christians and Islamic groups in Nigeria, they have to come together and fight against this terrorism in Nigeria, because this terrorism in Nigeria, or these killings in Nigeria, it does not affect only Christians, because it doesn't only affect Christians, it also affects the Muslims as well. well in Nigeria. So that was Bulama Bukati with his submission over there. So yes, reports reaching us indicates that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Nigerian president, has arranged an emergency meeting with Donald Trump in America, and he's expected to fly to Nigeria, to United States of America, to hold an emergency meeting with Donald Trump. This is what some Nigerians call it, that the president of Nigeria is some way, somehow, he's afraid of the threats that is coming to Nigeria, and that is why he all of a sudden has arranged a meeting with Donald Trump, and this is where he will go and bow down to Donald Trump and agree to anything that he is going to tell him in the meeting. So we'll go and watch some of the reactions from some Nigerians as they heard that their president has arranged a meeting with Donald Trump. So let's go and watch some of the reactions from some Nigerians and come back.
All right, so I just say out of fear, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't organize emergency meeting with President Donald Trump. So very, very soon, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to the US to go and have a meeting with Donald Trump. Yes, he's going to the US because I know Donald Trump will not come to Nigeria. He will not come. So now Tinubu will go. It's as simple as ABCD. Tinubu is going to go and pledge allegiance and bow to the Western God. I am loyal. It's as simple as ABCD. Do you understand? Because, you see, when it comes to power, what they serve to the people is different from what they are eating. They know the right narrative to sell to the people, and they know what is hidden under the narrative. Think about this. Donald Trump woke up one morning out of everything that is happening in the world. He has a lot of competition. There's the war going on in Ukraine versus Russia. There is the Israel. There's this one. There's this one. There's a lot of wars going on around the world. So he woke up one morning and decided that, oh, there are a lot of Christians that are buying in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, if president don't do anything about it, we are going to come in and we are going to scatter everywhere. Really? Really? Is that how it works? Think about it again. We are a sovereign country. Sovereign nation. One country, another one woke up in the morning to tell us that they will come and invade our country if we don't do XYZ. That being said, I like what is going on. It's going to put Tinubu on his toes because the buying is too much. Boko Haram buying is too much. Not just that, the kidnapping, the insecurity in Nigeria is too much. We go cry from now till tomorrow every day, nothing to talk. But, that being said, I would not accept that Americans are coming to Nigeria to come and help. Now, Americans don't help anybody for free. There must be interest. So the narrative they are pushing that, oh, they want to come and save Christians. Oh, yeah, the Christians are buying so much is a lie. This is the same man that called Africa a shithole. Do you understand? Guess what? Immediately he became president. First thing he did, he started blocking visas for a lot of African countries. So imagine, okay, Donald Trump, man, imagine if they were buying a lot of Christians and they need to seek asylum. They need a visa to seek shelter. How do they get visa? You care about the Christians so much. Oh, yeah, give them free visa not to come to your country. As a matter of fact, America is bigger than Nigeria. In short, Alaska, a state in America, is bigger than the whole Nigeria. One state in America is bigger than Nigeria. So you can pack all the Christians and go and relocate them. It's about interest. And to those of you that are saying, oh yeah, they should come. If they were coming for the right reason, we will all support. But being that this is America, it can never be for what they are telling you. And the American we know, go and check all the countries that they've claimed they want to go and help. They never help them. They scatter it and they leave it like that. And as for Nigeria, we have a lot to lose. Do you know how many natural resources we have? Do you understand? That's number one. And number two, I hope you understand that there are three stubborn-head countries in the world. There's Russia, there's China, and there's America. These three, they are always looking at each other that, oh yeah, who is this one in relationship with today? And Africa is the future. When I mean the future, we'll talk that one later. Africa is the future of the future because of what Africa have. Do you understand? So lately, we have been having this bromance with China. You think America will just sit down? Chinese people are inside Nigeria. We have bromance, lithium. They carry a lot of lithium from Nigeria. They go and use it to do electric car, batteries. We give them a lot of natural resources to use for whatever thing that they are doing in China. Yes, our government gives them. And America these things that these people are getting, they are using it to drag with us. So, understand. So what is really going on? Yeah. It sounds cheap, Abby. All these things are a big deal to these guys in power. So a lot of you that are cheering, Donald Trump is coming to save Nigeria, that's cap. It's interest. Watch. Just watch. I hope the meeting happens. When they go and do that meeting now, Tinubu don't pledge allegiance. They don't bow down. They don't talk the talk where go ever hear. The one where they want me hear now, say they won't come save now. Okay, yes, they don't talk the talk where they want hear. This issue of say they won't come save Nigeria now will come out. Go hear them again. If possible, Tinubu go even finish presidency self, go hear them. Unless if that meeting no go where. If that meeting go where, Tinubu go finish in 10 or self, go hear America near this country. Go hear America near this country. But yeah, there's a need for it to stop. And I hope this one sits Tinubu ass up. I hope this one let him know that yes, the world is watching, that a lot of Nigerians are buying. Me, I'm not going to limit it to Christians are buying. Nigerians are buying. Because me, I try as much as possible to not be religious. I don't want to carry religion near myself again. So Nigerians are buying. The percentage of which is which, I don't know and I don't care to know. All I know is that as a Muslim man and my brother, as a Christian man and my brother, this one a Nigerian. At the end of the day, we are all Nigerian. Nigerians are buying. The buying is too much. Kidnapper here and there. This one carry, this one bomb, this one bomb. This state is not at peace. You cannot use motor go this state. You cannot. It's too much. So if this is a wake-up call to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then it should be. Why is it going to be a wake-up call? Whatever agreement they decide to have, Tinubu already feel the heat. He knows he say in own people, they ready to let anybody come scatter everywhere. So far, say no being dead yet. Just how many days ago, they say they catch some people who want to do coup. Donald Trump come at you. But again, Nigerians, please, when it comes to power, when it comes to men of power, whatever narrative they are selling to you, there is an under message that you will never ever see. Never ever ever see. Is the more you look, the lesser you see. So we should be very, very careful. See Libya, see a lot of countries that America have said, oh, they are coming to help. Haiti never still get peace. Haiti, they near them. They never get peace. Anyways, peace and love, don't pray. I hope they are meeting, sharp.
All right, so that was some reactions from some Nigerians, and very well, we all know that is very dark man with his submission on the emergency meeting that President Tinubu has arranged with President Donald Trump, citing that meeting as one that is out of fear that President Tinubu has arranged this meeting, and throwing more light on the fact that there is an interest that the United States government has in Nigeria, especially on their resources, and I mean a lot of things, Africa being the future of the world. And yes, a lot of submissions there from very dark man. Yes, talking about the meeting that President Tinubu has arranged with Donald Trump. Yes, there has been also some reactions from some citizens of the United States of America, trying to talk about the fact that they don't understand why their president is trying to wage war against Nigeria. At a point, we see that the president, Donald Trump, wants to go into Nigeria and help them put a stop to the killings in Nigeria. On the other hand, some citizens in the United States are not very happy with this this submission or this post or this idea of their president. So we'll go in and watch some videos, some reactions from some citizens of the United States, and then we'll come back. So let's go and watch this reaction and come back very soon.
Donald Trump just threatened to send the U.S. to war with Nigeria as he appears to be completely losing it. Now, if you missed it yesterday, Donald Trump called Nigeria a country of particular interest, as he suggests that Christians that live there are the targets of attacks. Well, today he followed that up with a deranged Truth Social post where he says if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns ablazing, to completely wipe out those who are committing these acts. Yeah, the President of the United States just threatened to send the country to war via True Social post. This is the act of a deranged person. Either that or he's trying to distract us from an absolutely crumbling economy. Or maybe he feels like he wasn't getting enough attention today, and so he posts this so he can get his fix. Either way, in my opinion, Donald Trump appears to be losing it. And the people around him have to step in. They have to come forward and say something. And it's time for the 25th Amendment.
All right, so that was a reaction from a United States citizen talking about the fact that they don't understand why their president is trying to start a military action in Nigeria. All right, so coming in from Canada. So Canada has also expressed interest in this particular story, talking about the fact that this must also end. So currently we don't know if Canada will also invade Nigeria very soon, but this is from the Canadian Conservative Party, talking about the fact that these killings must stop. Andrew Scheer, the MP for Regina Capel, also spoke about the fact that this is what has been happening in Nigeria. There has been some kind of a Christian genocide in the northeast of Nigeria. So he also talked about it in Parliament, and we'll go and then we'll listen to Andrew Scheer, the MP for Regina Capel in Canada. Let's go and listen to him and come back.
The Honourable Member for Regina Capel.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to bring attention to the tragedy Christians in Nigeria are experiencing. The deadly terrorist organization Boko Haram is trying to eliminate the Christian faith from Nigeria. This is the same terrorist group that kidnapped dozens of young schoolgirls and burned innocent civilians alive in cages. According to reports, over 3.5 million people have been forced to flee their homes. 3 churches are destroyed every single day. 7,000 Christians were massacred this year alone, and the faithful must now meet in secret or in burnt-out sanctuaries. Sadly, the world is turning a blind eye to the plight of Christians in Nigeria. There are no embedded journalists covering the violence. There are not daily updates. Politicians around the world are not asked questions about how they will respond. We cannot ignore this violence and tragic loss of life. We must speak out and shine a light on what's happening so that people can donate to relief efforts and provide support to those displaced by violence. To my brothers and sisters in Christ, we know you know the power of prayer. We will not forget you. Stay strong. Keep the faith.
That was the Canada's Conservative Party party's Scheer Andrew, the MP for Regina Capel, talking about the fact that yes, these killings must stop. Now, the whole thing boils down on the fact that Nigerian citizens or people in Nigeria, their reactions has been that all the insecurities in Nigeria is affecting both Muslims and then Christians in the country. It is not just affecting Christians as Donald Trump is claiming. On the other hand, the Nigerian government is also talking about the fact that they support all practice of religions in the country, whether it is a Nigerian, whether it is a Christian or a Muslim. They support all these practices. They also, some Nigerians also gave in their reactions on the fact that their president has arranged a meeting with Donald Trump. So these are matters coming in from the United States of America. Their plan to invade Nigeria if the government is not able, or if the government fails to stop the killings of Christians in Nigeria. As we all know, the United States has cut all aid that is going into Nigeria, and they are promising or they are threatening to continue to cut absolutely or to cut the entire aid that they give to Nigeria. So this is matters or updates that is coming in from Nigeria and then also the United States of America. Yes. So we'll continue with our updates and then we'll go straight to Burkina Faso. Yes, the Burkina government under the leadership